Hey y'all, it's Misty and Trace and my good friend Lisa, two Texas lobsters and sometimes a crab, here for a reaction video.
We're going to look at the don'ts of visiting Texas, and this is by a channel called Walter's World, and this is Mark Walters, and they do great videos. I've been watching them for years. If you haven't already, please go to their channel and like, share, subscribe. It's really good. They do what I want to do, is travel all around the world and just do videos, right, Meg?
Yes.
Okay. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the don'ts of visiting Texas. We are from Texas, by the way, so, you know, we kind of are a little biased.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're here in Texas. And today what we have for you are the don'ts of visiting Texas. Because there's tons of stuff you do want to do when you're here. Yes, you got the major cities like San Antonio and seeing the Alamo, and Austin, all the cool stuff there, and Houston by the coast, and Dallas. And there's, you know, go up to Abilene. There's so many cool things to see here in Texas. But the thing is, when you come, sometimes you forget about the things you don't do, or you shouldn't do, or you should watch out for. And that's why we have the don'ts of visiting Texas. And our first don't of Texas is, don't think you're going to get around quickly anywhere in Texas. Look,
That's the truth.
Texas is huge. And the thing is, when you're going to try to get around the state, you're going to be driving, okay? There's not really a public transportation network that a tourist is going to use. So one, you're either going to be flying around, but most likely you're going to be driving. And the distances are huge when you are here, so you do need to be prepared for that. And so when you are coming here, you know, you got to make sure you're ready to rent a car, though it's cool because all the rental cars are automatic and easy to do. But when you're driving around, don't forget to pay attention, because you'll see on the highways, it's like people are either going 95 miles an hour or 45 miles an hour. And so it gets a little scary sometimes, so make sure you really do pay attention. But it does take a long time to get anywhere.
Yeah, it is people from other states. But I've noticed here, you know, when I was younger, people were much more courteous. And we're not that way anymore.
No, we don't have time, and we're always late for work.
And don't get me wrong, people from Texas, you know, we do have that down south mentality where, or at least I am, very yes ma'am and no ma'am and yes sir, no sir, and I do try to be very, you know, I open doors for women, so we do have that. But unfortunately here lately, with all the people from California, it's all Californians' fault. They came here and they made us all rude. So don't expect, right?
No.
That didn't happen like that.
No.
Okay, well,
it's people that's local right here. No, yeah. Absolutely not.
I guess we got rude on our own. But when you're driving, don't expect that same mentality, because people are in a hurry nowadays.
And crazy.
Yeah.
Very crazy.
Also, that long time thing, not in a quick time, also deals within the cities. Because Texas is growing so quickly, cities like San Antonio and Austin, I mean, they're growing so quickly that sometimes it's hard for the cities to keep up. So the traffic jams during rush hour can be a real pain. So what we recommend is, to your place like Austin or San Antonio or wherever, park your car and you just Uber around places. It'll make it a lot easier for you, or take a taxi or whatever, because the parking and all these things can be a bit much. Now, my second don't for you is, when you are coming around here and you are driving around, don't forget to look out your windows. I know it sounds silly. Well, Mark, of course I look out my window. I'm driving. No, what I'm saying is, look around. You're going to see so much of Texas. Yes, you will see some Longhorns out there. You will go through the hill country, maybe stop at Fredericksburg and see the German history there. And you go around the plains in the north. I mean, you have such very beauty here in Texas. That's one of those things like, man, that looks like a cute town. Maybe I'm going to get off the highway. Maybe I'm going to go over and check some stuff out. Definitely do that. Go in and go see the beauty of this.
I think that people think that Texas is about cowboys and cattle. I mean, Texas is more than that, you know.
Yeah,
what's that? Especially downtown. I guess that downtown Dallas is known for where JFK got shot.
Right.
So that's kind of the pull. But it's so many other areas of Texas. You're not going to see people. You will see people occasionally riding horses. I will say that.
Yeah.
Stockyards, Fort Worth stockyards.
But Fort Worth is a great place to visit.
Right, it is, yeah.
There's so many things. I don't.
Well, Grenna is in Texas.
Grenna.
And it's also pronounced green.
Okay.
I think it's Gruene. Fredericksburg, Salado is
all
beautiful.
All the hill country.
The hill country is gorgeous.
Texas is beautiful.
And like you said, stockyards. You know, you can get on a steam locomotive in Grapevine, Texas. You can have some wine before you get on.
Yeah.
You can take a 2-hour train ride into Fort Worth, end up at the stockyards, watch the cattle drive, you know, see American Indians out there. You do the rodeo. And so, like to what you had said, to your point, people do think a lot about cowboys and Indians and barbecue, but there is a lot more. We have great fishing. We have wine, wonderful wine.
Wineries here, yeah.
Our steak is great. Omaha, Nebraska is the only other place I've ever had.
Steak.
Number one in the country, by the way, for cattle, Nebraska. But I think our Tex-Mex and our barbecue is probably the best.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. No, Memphis. They've got the best barbecue in my mind.
Memphis is in the house. She said.
Yes.
So if you're from Memphis and you think you've got better barbecue than Texas, all right, let's hear from you.
The steak, 'cause it's great. Now my third don't for you actually deals with Buc-ee's, this place behind me, and that is when you're driving around. You're probably gonna be like, man, we gotta get gas, we gotta get something to eat, what should we do? And a lot of people get kind of scared of gas stations and big truck stops kind of like this. Dude, don't be that way. Don't skip out on going to Buc-ee's or one of these huge places where you can go. And Buc-ee's is hilarious because it's kind of like Field and Stream and Walmart and a really, really nice gas station had a baby together. The baby was born here in Texas, and everything is Texas and Buc-ee's. I mean, it's a really cool place to go. But don't skip out on that because you will have to use these. And the thing is Texans have a lot of pride. And that
they do have the cleanest bathrooms. In fact, a lot of people might not know because Buc-ee's is a southern thing, like Texas and Oklahoma, I think, maybe.
Yeah, but now they've branched out.
They're starting to branch out more. So the rest of America, you're very fortunate. But they have a bathroom manager and a bathroom staff. And I'm not talking about someone that goes every other week and checks to make sure the toilets aren't clogged. I'm talking about...
They are there. They stay in the bathrooms. And, I mean, if you walk out of the stall, somebody's coming in after you to clean up. It's crazy.
It is great.
I need that at the house.
Buc-ee's is wonderful. Have you been to Buc-ee's?
Oh, yeah. There's one 5 minutes from my house. 5 minutes down the street, yes.
I'm jealous.
Only time I don't go to Buc-ee's is during the holidays, 4th of July, Memorial Day.
It's a destination shop.
It's crazy. So I avoid Buc-ee's during those times just because the travel season and everybody's there, and I'm like, I'm just gonna keep on going to get gas somewhere else.
Right.
But okay, what I want to know is Buc-ee's is a Texas thing originally, right? So I know there's one. They just opened one up in Florida, I think, a year ago, and there's one in Louisville, Kentucky. So when you go to those, is it stuff from Texas or is it stuff from the states that they're in?
I think it's a mixture, but yeah, if you can put it in the comments, we'd love to know.
I've never been to any of the other ones outside of Texas.
If you have a Buc-ee's outside Texas, let us know. We were just watching a channel called Jolly, Jolly, and they came to Texas. They're actually British, and they went to Buc-ee's, and they did not regret it. That was a very big event for them.
You can regret Buc-ee's, and if you go, their cinnamon rolls are like...
Yeah,
and their brisket sandwiches.
Yes,
and their beaver nuggets.
Beaver nuggets. So, Britt, let me tell you something. If you come to Texas and you try the barbecue, you can try any barbecue you want, but the brisket barbecue, that's what we're known for. So, anyway, this is a great video. I love this. Oh, look at the bathroom.
Pristine.
Pride shows in the cleanliness of the state, the nice things that are Texas you will enjoy, and people put the pride into it and make it nicer. So yes, you can get a nice brisket sandwich inside the truck stop. Well, Buc-ee's at least. Also, get the beaver nuggets. They're awesome, by the way. And that kind of leads into my next don't for you. Don't skip out on the local shops and the local produce and local products here in Texas. Yes, you have places like Buc-ee's that you can go see that's really just here. You have H-E-B, which is a grocery store chain you can have here in Texas. It's based in San Antonio. And you get a lot of things that are really, really Texas-y. Yes, there is Whataburger. There's one right across there. I know Whataburger's kind of expanded, but it's got a little special.
That's up there with Buc-ee's, okay?
Right.
You gotta have Whataburger.
Whataburger is excellent. So.
And Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is a staple. They have a plant in Waco. Yeah.
But you know, the funny thing about Dr. Pepper or Sprite or root beer in Texas, I don't know about you, Lisa, but we call it Coke. everything is
Everything's
Coke here.
Coke. Yeah.
Yeah. But Whataburger was the first place so I'm a traveling nurse. A lot of people that have subscribed to the channel knows. And I spent 13 weeks in Omaha, Nebraska. And the first place I wanted to go when I got back was Whataburger. Because you can't beat it. Yeah. It's better than anything else out there.
Not Buc-ee's.
Place in my heart when I'm in Texas, because you know what a burger should be. Sorry, it's just memories back to childhood. But there's so much Texas stuff you can have when you are here. So do take that in and get that Texasness. If you're here in the fall, make sure. Go hit up a football game. Look, Sunday they're watching the Cowboys. Yeah, maybe Houston, Texas, but no. I've been a Cowboys fan since I was a kid, so I go for them. On Saturdays you got college football. Just pick the closest college near you. You have a great time. Friday nights, yes, the kids are playing high school football that night. So you do have those things. So go out and enjoy those Texas-only things. Don't skip out on it. Don't think, oh, I'm going to go to In-N-Out Burger. Well, that's California, man. Hit Whataburger when you're in Texas, all right? And speaking of those Texas-only things, my next don't for you is don't drink non-Texas beer. Look, the beer in Texas is fantastic. There was a lot of German immigrants that actually came here and settled in Texas. So, you know, the Wiener Schnitzel that you have in Germany and Austria, well, you got chicken fried steak here, right? And it's great. But they didn't just bring their fried, tasty foods and the kolaches and stuff like that from the Czech Republic and things like that. What you got that's really good is the beer. And when you're going around Texas, you'll have not just microbreweries, but you have local breweries that make Texas beer, and it is really, really, really good. I mean, they took that...
And they're not talking about anything from Anheuser-Busch or Coors. They're talking
just
about
Texas beers.
Good Texas beer or even hobby beer. Don't go with that other stuff. That's all I'll say about that.
Tradition from Germany and brought it here, so you will drink well. And I know, I'm not saying drink Lone Star, okay? Like I tell with Lone Stars, Lone Star tastes good after you've had 4 or 5 of the other good Texas beers. Then Lone Star is fantastic. But go and try other stuff. And probably if you're not in Texas right now, if you want to have a Texas beer, go buy a Shiner Bock. They sell that throughout the U.S. That'll give you a taste, but that's not even probably one of the top 10 that are here. There's so many good things from Austin, San Antonio, all over. Go enjoy the local beers here. Don't skip out on that. And I know it's funny that I'm talking about beer when I'm outside of a gas station, but don't drink and drive when you are here, but do enjoy the good local beers, okay? So there's a good start to our don'ts. Now, I know seeing a gas station, even a cool one like Buc-ee's, probably isn't what you're looking for when you're thinking, Mark, where are you filming in Texas? Well, let's go see a little bit different places here in Texas to finish off our don'ts of Texas. So now we're here in San Antonio. This is actually my favorite city to come to in Texas. And we're here on the Riverwalk. And yes, the Riverwalk is more than just the downtown part. It goes through the city. It is really kind of a cool thing. And my next don't for you for when you come to Texas is don't forget to mind your manners, because the Texans won't forget. Look, the people here are super friendly, they're super nice, and when all these people move to Texas, they kind of get that niceness as well. And that means when you come here as a tourist, don't forget your pleases, your thank yous, holding that door for that young...
Tacos is really good.
Some Torchies.
You know, well, it's funny because what he's saying is very true, because when I went to Omaha, Nebraska, and I would say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, people would get mad.
Really?
Yes, it's a whole different culture.
Huh.
They do not like that. They don't want that whole... Please feel free to put in the comments if you disagree with me. Be nice about it. But here's the thing. People got very offended when I would say yes ma'am or no ma'am to them, because they're like, I'm not that old. You know, it's a whole
so they
different
think it's an age thing.
Yeah, it's a whole different type of culture. To us, it's just...
It's a Southern thing.
Yeah, it is very Southern.
Yeah, we just were raised that way to say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir.
Yeah, we got tired of picking up our own switches off the tree.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That old lady or that old man or that young man or somebody with the kids, you're going to be practicing your manners when you are here, so don't forget that. Look, the pleases, the thank yous, the howdy y'alls, these kind of things, they're legitimate here. People will help you out, and believe me, the locals will tell you, no, don't go to this barbecue place, go to that barbecue place. For the best puppy tacos in San Antonio, go to Henry's, don't go downtown to the Riverwalk. They're going to tell you everything you want to know in a friendly way. So make sure when you are here, you do practice the kindness and friendliness of Texas. So yes, and my next don't for you is don't think that Texas is kind of like the deep South, because a lot of people put like, oh, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, they're all the South, they're all the same. No, Texas is its own thing completely. I mean, it was its own country for a little while,
right.
and you can tell that when you are here. It's a huge state with a lot of different kind of Texan culture kind of stuff. And yes, there are some things that kind of pass from the South to here. You know, people are really friendly, like I said, and there's a lot of similar foods, the barbecue and stuff like that. But it has a different vibe to when you're here. So don't think, oh, this is the Southeast, the deep South. No, this is Texas when you are here. And I guess the thing I'll tell you is when you're looking at the don'ts, remember I talked about barbecue is here as well? Well, in the Southeast, it's more pork, you know, pulled pork and stuff like that, butts and things like that. Oh, no. Here, don't eat the pork with the barbecue. What you want to eat is the brisket, the beef. So you're going to have beef brisket, beef ribs, maybe, okay, you can have some sausage and stuff like that.
Ham's
But it's
Orchard.
Ham's
Orchard, and then Ham's Barbecue is in by Dallas Left Field.
Ham's Barbecue.
I've
Yes.
never been there.
Oh, the best.
Is it H-A-M-M?
It's H-E-L-M, like
Oh,
Ham.
Ham's.
Ham's.
Okay.
Yeah, Ham's.
Ham's Barbecue in Dallas?
Yeah, Dallas by Dallas Left Field
Okay.
for
Something
airport, and I think they have another
yeah.
location. I can't remember, but I've been to that one.
Okay.
Sounds good.
There is a place where my daughter goes to college, Miller's Barbecue. Excellent.
Where are they?
They are. It's at Belton. Yeah, it's in Belton, Texas.
That's our producer. So Helms in Dallas, H-E-L-M-S. Ham's Orchard in
And
Terrell.
outside of Terrell, Texas.
Great Peach Barbecue, wonderful. Miller's in
Miller's.
where?
Belton.
Belton. And Hard 8, H-A-R-D, the number 8 is a great place to go for barbecue. So if you come in here, try those places. It's really good.
Do the brisket and the burnt ends. Highly suggested.
Oh, definitely.
Burnt ends.
Oh, and I
Ends are
forgot
the
one
best.
other place that's in Jefferson. What is the name? Riverport Barbecue.
I've
Riverport.
never been there either.
Excellent. They have these swamp fries that are to die for.
What are swamp fries?
Swamp fries. So they have French fries, and they have barbecue brisket chopped up. They have cheese, jalapenos. It's so good.
This is from people who love the state of Texas, and if we love it and we're putting it
the
out
food.
there, trust me, it's good. If you come down this area, try those places.
Oh, and there's another barbecue place in Snow, Texas. We've always said, is it Snow? Snow's Barbecue. It's in Hill Country.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Oh,
around
you're
like
right. Snow's Barbecue.
Lampasas. We've never been there. We've always wanted to. They're known statewide. But
They're
a
known
little
countrywide.
Countrywide.
Yeah.
Well,
They are.
I read
They're
it in
they're
Texas
famous.
Monthly.
Yeah.
But a little 90-year-old woman runs it, and it's famous.
Yeah.
One day we're gonna get
We
there.
have to go there.
Yeah.
Tell you what
It's
I'll
time
do.
for a trip.
I'll put a list of our favorite barbecue places in the description for you. That way, if you come down, you'll have it.
It's really a brisket-based barbecue when you are here, so don't get the pork, get the brisket, okay? And that kind of leads to the next thing is, don't forget to come hungry when you come to Texas. Because remember that old saying, everything's bigger in Texas? Well, the portion sizes, they go along right with that. And so when you get your chicken fried steak, yeah, it's going to be nice and big. When you're going to get your brisket, oh, maybe get a pound or two of brisket. You're going to have a lot of food, a lot of great food, a lot of stuff here, and it's going to fill you up. And yes, if you can find a Frito pie, which is the Frito chips, you know, like tortilla chip kind of things, where they put the chili and the cheese on it, yes, have that. You will be filled up and tasty, fully engorged while you are here. The chicken fried steak, man, when it's this big, you can't have enough of it. So that's why I always say is don't forget to come hungry, because you will leave completely full and stuffed, because, man, everything's bigger in Texas, especially the food. And with that food, if you see a line outside of the place, don't be scared to wait in that line, because the food here is great and the locals know what's great. So they're going to be waiting in line to get the best barbecue and the best Tex-Mex, the best food that you can have, the best food trucks in different places. So you see the line, don't worry about it, go get it and enjoy some food that way. Some other don'ts I have for the food when you are here, don't forget the queso. Look, in Texas, queso is not just cheese dip. It's like a way of life. It's something you have to have. And I know I've been with people here in Texas. They say, oh, we need to get the queso. And they're like, why? I don't want queso. Let's get something else. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You have to have the queso when you're here. The cheese and the pico de gallo in it, and it's stirred up, and the tasty, and the spices in it. Oh, it's so good. So make sure you don't say no to that queso. Because believe me, when you go places and restaurants, they're like, oh, do you want some queso and chips? Yes, you do, okay? And the thing is, my next don't is don't...
Just FYI, the queso here in Texas is different than anywhere else. I've been all over the country, and it is a completely different entity. You will not get it like this anywhere else. We have wonderful Tex-Mex here, and the thing is don't come here expecting that anything you try here will be like anywhere else in the country, because it's a very different thing. It's all cultural. It comes from a long history of food, and it will taste different than anything you've ever had in your life. So make sure you try our Texas queso. It's great.
And hot sauce.
And that's another thing too. If you're watching this from, I know we have people from Russia, we have people from Germany watching, we have people from Vietnam watching. Wherever you are in the country, if you do come here to this country, especially to Texas, and they bring the chips and salsa, that is part of your meal. That's a thank you for coming in. Just enjoy that. Enjoy the taste of it. And yeah, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
Stop with the queso. Look, I told you, don't forget to come hungry, but also don't skip out on the Tex-Mex when you are here. There's a ton of great Tex-Mex restaurants in pretty much any city you go to. You're going to eat well when you have it. And for example, there's some local specialties as well. Here in San Antonio, the puffy tacos, you got to have when you are here. So make sure, load up on that queso and the Tex-Mex. You can't go wrong with that. So my next don't for you is don't complain about the weather when you come to Texas. Look, Texas in the summer is hot as hell, okay? No one is going to deny you that, okay? So don't complain about it. You know that. You're coming here in July and August. Yes, you will melt. That is how it works. So don't complain about it. But the thing is, I want you to know is, don't forget that Texas actually gets chilly in the wintertime. I mean, we're here in January. Look, I've got my quarter zip on. I have a jacket. It was in the 20s the other night where we were. Yes, sometimes there's some dusting of snow in Texas. I know, you think Texas, it's always sunny and hot every day. No, don't think that way. Make sure you are actually, checking the weather forecast before you come. Do the 10-day forecast. Make sure that if you do need to bring a sweater or a jacket, you're ready to go, so you can get those, okay? You're going to need that occasionally at night, especially in the winter months.
Is going to change. I don't care what the weatherman says.
Our weather does change quickly here. It's
Layer.
not stable. I've been to places in the country where what it is one day is going to be that way 2 weeks from now. It's just like straight across. Arizona was one of them. I mean, it was just like no rain, always hot, no nothing. Yeah. But here in Texas, you can go through. I mean, I've been here in May where it snowed. In Nebraska, it snows in May all the time, I think. But just always.
And when they say a cold front for us is 80 degrees because it can get like in the double digits. It can get like up to 105. So people laugh when they come here and like the weatherman says, "Oh, you're gonna get a cold front." 80 is a cold front. 79 is a cold front during the summertime. That's so we're grateful for it.
Yes.
Yeah, you get used to it after a while of being here. I think. When I was a kid, I ran outside all day long, and I drank out of people's water hoses. I wore shorts and no shirt and no shoes. But now that I'm getting older, I can barely handle it. So, but just be prepared. Stay hydrated.
And the mosquitoes. Don't forget about the mosquitoes.
Texas-sized mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Now, my next note for you is when you do come to Texas, don't skip the sights. I know I've talked about driving all over the state, and I've talked about eating at places like Buc-ee's and Tex-Mex and Puffy Tacos and drinking a local beer, and I haven't got into the really amazing sights that are all over Texas. Yes, going to Austin and going to South Congress and seeing the cool shops there, and going to Rainy Street and drinking up there, or going to Dallas, or going to Houston, going to the coast, and the Padre Island, all these kind of things. There's so many cool things to see, but there's cool sights as well. And San Antonio is probably my favorite for that. And the thing is, you all have heard about the Alamo, right? Remember the Alamo? Well, don't forget it. Visit it when you are here. But it's not actually the coolest site in San Antonio. The coolest sites to see when you are here are the Spanish missions, okay? Go and check those out.
Really
and you go around the state, there's really good museums. And the thing is, this state has had a lot of money throughout the years. So you've got really good art galleries in Austin and Dallas and San Antonio. You can get all kinds of art you can check out in galleries. And so go out and enjoy that. And don't think it's just barbecue and beer when you are here. It is so much more. And the thing is, with those cool sights and cool food, it's actually brought in a lot of people from the rest of the United States to live in Texas. And so I guess my next don't I'll have for you is if you're in a city like San Antonio or especially Austin or maybe Dallas and you meet somebody there, don't be surprised if they're not a local. You have a lot of people from all over the U.S. that have moved here, and so meeting an actual Austinite in Austin is like, oh wow, I thought you weren't real. I thought you were a unicorn. Because you do have all these people moving around and coming here, and that's what's made it really cool. Anyway, those are just some of the fun little don'ts that I have for visiting Texas. What are some of the don'ts that you have for visiting Texas? It really is a great place. We've really enjoyed it. The people are fantastic. Amazing food, amazing drink, amazing times, art, culture, all kinds of stuff. And it's not what you think Texas is going to be. Come and explore and learn for yourself because you will enjoy it. So I'll say bye from San Antonio, and y'all enjoy Texas. Bye. Oh. A little add-on at the end, back to Buc-ee's here. And you'll notice all the Texans you talk to will tell you how clean the bathrooms are at Buc-ee's and how many bathrooms there are. It's kind of like they've all been, kind of taught by Buc-ee's and the tourism of Texas agencies. But it's actually true. There are tons of toilets and they are really clean, so don't feel bad about having to use the bathroom at a rest stop like Buc-ee's, so it'll be good. So anyway, bye from Texas. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Bye.
That was a great job, Mark. Thank you so much for that video. If you haven't already, please go to Walter's World, subscribe to their channel. They do great work. I've really enjoyed them. You have anything else?
No, that's it.
Thank
come
you
on to Texas. Yeah. Come see us.
Yeah, come see us. You can stay with Lisa. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all. Bye.